Well, folks, a lot of times when you have a special permit for a species like Shiras moose here, like Matthew had in Montana, it could be sheep, could be goats, could be in a CWD area, whatever it is. A lot of times your wildlife agency will send you a package and say, in the field, if you can, do this, and it helps. And we always talk about how hunting is conservation. Well, when Matthew reads off this list here and you see all the data that we as moose hunters are collecting, or he is collecting, you'll realize how hunting does help provide data, information that otherwise agencies might not be able to get. So just for this moose, Matthew, what's on the list?
Yeah, so we have to get a small tissue sample.
Okay, that's going to be easy. He weighs about...
I think we
plenty
can
of tissue there.
We need to get a tooth.
A tooth, we'll get that out of the lower front. What you do, folks, is in the lower front jaw, you'll see there's a diagram. But the two front teeth, you cut them way down into the root and you just work them loose. Because if you break them,
they're not usable.
They're not usable for what they do.
Check the rump fat, which is an indication of health.
Right, they're trying to see how these bulls are faring after the rut. The rut's pretty much over. So they want to see how much rump fat is there, and they ask you to come up 6 inches from the tail at a 45-degree angle on either. You're kind of doing it right here on the butt. And so we'll do that. They give us all the stuff to do it.
Yep. Evidence of liver disease.
So we'll go in and check the liver. If you ever seen a liver flukes, they're usually white marks. Sometimes it can create black scarring, I think, on the liver. There's a whole list of stuff in there, what it can do, but you'll see the liver won't look normal. So we'll go in and check that.
Yep. Tips of the ears to check for parasites.
So this bull here, his ears are perfect. So sometimes there's certain parasites that reduce the blood flow to the ends of the ears. I think it somehow affects their arterial system or something. So you'll see the ends of their ears are just really frayed, no hair. This guy's in good shape.
Yep. And then finally, just some questions about rutting behavior.
Okay, so what was today, October 24th?
Yep.
And this guy was rutting. He stood there with that cow. He was following her, at least the footage you guys showed me.
Yeah.
It looked like he was following her all over here.
Yeah.
And when we came up here, she stood up, he stood up. So they also want to know what widest point.
Yep, widest point on the antlers, and that's it.
So Montana is worried about its moose populations, just like a lot of states are. They're wanting to keep them healthy, wanting to keep the animals across their historical range. So they're doing studies across a large part of Montana, and this biologist here is tracking all this data. He's developing trend lines. He's deciding what to do. We don't dare put his name on there. Otherwise, everyone who has a moose tag will call him. But this data gets used by game agencies. And it's very, very useful. If ever you get sent information like this, please participate. It's part of what helps these wildlife managers manage for better diversity, better age class, better everything. So thanks for watching. Remember, hunting is conservation.